I'm meteorologist Chelsea Ambriz, and we continue to track the impacts across the state of Kentucky and the Deep South from the tornado outbreak that happened on December 10th, a day that a lot of people are going to remember. We're joined now by Krista Miller, who is helping some of those impacted by the tornadoes that came through, and talk a little bit about what you guys are doing to give back.
Watching the segment, in the news coverage of the tornado, we just went through Hurricane Michael a couple of years ago, so it's still pretty fresh for us. How that impacted us, and at least with hurricanes, we get at least a week's warning. Whereas with tornadoes, you don't have any warning at all. You get a few seconds to save your life, and that's it. So it really, affected me, and I wanted to do something to help out. We have a vacation home here on St. George Island, and it happened to be empty this week. So I thought, what better way to get them out of that devastation, away from all the destruction? I thought it'd be nice for the Christmas holiday to remove them from that and give them a chance to hit the reset button.
Now, you mentioned that you were also impacted by Hurricane Michael. What has it been like to see maybe the comparison on how you can give back, because you've been through this kind of destruction yourself?
Well, during Hurricane Michael, one of my really good friends, her home was destroyed, and she stayed with us. So it really, having someone live with you, and when people say, "Oh, I've got somewhere to stay," it's not the same as having your own home. I thought it would be good to, give them a chance to escape all that for a little while and have a home, that had walls and a roof and the little things we take for granted.
Yeah. Now, if you don't mind, may I ask you guys a question about how this has impacted your family and what you guys are going to do going forward?
Sure. Yeah, it's been surreal, having everything in your life totally wiped away in really 15 minutes. It's just, you don't know what you're going to do. You're just trying to scramble and figure out if you have anything left, and then you realize you don't. And, you got to go through the insurance and seeing what you can get back in the future. You don't know if you're going to be able to get another house or rent somewhere. So luckily we had somewhere to stay with our parents temporarily, and we still don't really know what we're doing. So this is a great getaway just to kind of rest our minds for a week at least.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, because that night, I mean, it was very intense. If you don't mind, would you like to talk about your experience when these tornadoes came through, or how much leeway you had to get to your safe place?
We had friends texting us saying, they're using the verbiage tornado warning or tornado emergency. So it kind of caught our attention, and our parents have a storm shelter about 12 minutes away. So we finally barely decided to leave, and I think the tornado hit about 20 to 25 minutes after that and destroyed everything. We didn't have anything left to hold on to. It was just cinder blocks and dirt left. When we came out of the storm shelter, we didn't even know what had happened. We just got people texting us, asking if we were okay and worried, and we couldn't even get back up there to know for sure until the next morning, and had to climb over and under trees and finally saw that there was nothing left.
I'm so sorry you had to experience that. My heart breaks for everybody in the town, and I know there's a lot of resources and helpers that are there to, again, ease the pain that you're going to be dealing with. Now, is there any last-minute things you'd like to talk about as we wrap things up when it comes to the Christmas holiday and just kind of getting back on your feet?
I would just like to say how kind people have been. It's been really amazing. The donations, clothes, money, vacation. It's amazing how the city of Bremen
and people all the way in Florida, just how compassionate people has been. I'd like to add that if more people would, not forget about these folks moving forward, because I know that with hurricanes, the issue that we always have is that everyone goes back to their normal lives, and once there's no more media coverage, we're still in the thick of it, but everyone else has moved on with their life, and we're still living in tents and with tarps, and so next month, the month after that, within 6 months from now, these people are still going to be trying to pull their life together. So let's not leave them in the dust.
And that's always very important to mention. And we have field correspondents that go through these things too, and they're out there and they're seeing it. So they mentioned the same thing, how once the media coverage comes to an end, they're still going to be rebuilding and towns coming together for one another. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.